Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Frontier Doubles League Week 9 of the 2v2 action we have here. We got the Huskies going up against the Eagles, and unfortunately, they have had some different roads. But with me for this adventure is the guy from 91. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited to see what kind of gameplay we get out of both of these teams.
Yeah, both these teams, they are fighters, and I will give them that. Eagles, unfortunate series of events, 1-7, but that record, 16-21, they just could not find it in the season. They are out of the playoffs, but they can play upset here as the Huskies still have a chance to make it.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are looking for they're coming into this game not necessarily with all hope lost, but more so. All right, whose playoff chances can we ruin this week?
Yeah, and the man to do it is the reserve for the Eagles, 007 Bondo, one of our lovely congressmen here at the Frontier Doubles League. So we're going to have to see what kind of action him and Dossy are going to go against Wolfie and Hyper, because Wolfie, one of the better pickups this season.
Yeah, I've seen a lot out of Wolfie, but hopefully the Eagles can have some sort of answer for the kind of gameplay this guy can. This that right there, right off the rip. Wait, I didn't even get to finish what I was saying. What a shot here from Wolfie to pop this up over.
Oh my gosh, it's disgusting. We're not even we're 5 seconds in and he's doing stuff like that. We did see him do this last week though against the Monkeys. That game 1, he absolutely killed it. But after that, he was kind of lackluster. So, he could have a really good first game. We're just going to have to see him in the rest of the season. And Dossy trying to tie that one up real quick, isn't going to find it. Bondo getting aggressive with that challenge. Wolfie, great backflip though to clear it away. Hyper, super fast to that, but Bondo cutting him off at the midfield. Will give the Eagles a little bit more pressure, but Zero Boost forcing them back. Wolfie cannot get it by Dossy, and Hyper's going to take his chance now. Dunked again by Bondo, rocking the Mantis. A select car choice we used to saw by one of our beloved unicorns, but he went to the Fennec ways.
Yeah, I was kind of curious as to what car Bondo was using. I also like the topper that he has, the clown hair. It is very significant of the way Bondo feels about the season.
Absolutely. Hyper in a 1v1 against Dossy. He cannot get enough control to push it into the center. Bondo now off his own back wall will air drag it out to the midfield where he gets an incredible flick. Makes Wolfie bite on that. Now Dossy to the net. Cannot find it, and Hyper plays it into his own corner for safety. Looks for the transition, but again, cut off by Bondo in the midfield. He's going to get that one. Bondo has been a menace in that midfield.
Yeah, the thing the Eagles got to start really going for and doing is making sure that they're constantly on Wolfie's rear end. Because if not, then they're going to find themselves in a little bit of trouble with just Wolfie himself.
Absolutely. Space is not what you want to give the other team in 2v2s, and well, we see what happens when you don't give it to him. Bondo, first goal of the season for him, and opening up the scoring for the Eagles. Tied game now, 3 minutes to go, so plenty of time for another, incredible shootout, but we're going to have to see how much space they're going to give to the Huskies, because Bondo isn't going to give him anything. Wolfie getting a save for that one. A demo coming in from Hyper. He gets the bump onto Dossy. Bondo's back post, and Wolfie with an excellent shot will give them the lead right back.
Yeah, there's not really much you can do about that. Just a really great bump from Hyper to just completely open up the net for Wolfie to just absolutely slot that in there. Just really good play coming out from the Huskies right now.
Yeah, and that's the space that, we said you don't want to give Wolfie space, but right there, Dossy, he was just sitting waiting for something to happen, and Hyper, he took advantage of that. You can't give either of these teams space because we know what happens right there. The bump play comes out. It's a 2v1 situation. It's just not what you can't let it happen, and maybe they'll fix it for next time. But Huskies getting really aggressive here in that second half. Dossy with the missed ball, not going to be capitalized by the Huskies. Bondo looking for the flick. He pops over one, but can't get it by Wolfie. Hyper looking for Wolfie to the back wall, looking for that dunk. Doesn't find it, but both Huskies players commits on that. Now it's an open net for the Eagles. Dossy has to find Bondo in the midfield. Wolfie, great touch to send it back into the corner. Huskies getting away with that one.
That was a really good bump that came on to Bondo to kind of push him out of position. Dossy had a good pass and was about to pass that over to Bondo, but unfortunately Bondo was just a little bit out of position based off of a bump that came out.
Yeah, and the beat from Wolfie onto Bondo is going to leave Dossy out of position, going for that demo, and Wolfie, he's going to get a hat trick here in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, again, Eagles being caught out gave Wolfie just a little bit too much space, but he's able to slot that into the back of the net. And actually, Chris, I not to interrupt you, but just to kind of make a little bit of an announcement that we may end up having to restart the stream after this game. I just was informed about that. I just figured I'd throw that out there real quick.
I have also been informed by the FDL overlords that we're going to hold off on closing the pop-up until it's over, but here we go, 1:30 left to go, and Bondo, he's going to force both Huskies players into an awkward spot. Dossy with a ripper towards net, under the crossbar, incredible play by him, and a misplay by the Huskies is going to bring the Eagles right back in it.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate double commit coming out from the Huskies. You know, Bondo playing smart, making both Huskies players go up in the air, try to make some sort of 50-50 happen, and Dossy is able to just slot that right in the top.
It's an excellent play by Bondo to open up that backfield too. We've seen him in this game. He is a menace to these Huskies players, not giving them any space to work with, and it's gonna work, but Wolfie not allowing the Eagles any to work with. Now Bondo gonna get dunked on his corner. Again, Wolfie so fast to that ball, gonna keep it in the Eagles half. Hyper once again into the corner, looking for the pop out towards middle. 50 goes a little bit too far, and Wolfie caught going for the mid boost. 1 minute to go here in game 1. Eagles, they look good on the offensive half, but that transition kind of leads them going a little bit too far. Hyper with the miss, won't get punished immediately. Wolfie all the time to work with on the sidewall. Dossy's gonna pre-jump him, force him back down. Bondo, it's a good 50 by Hyper. Oh, Wolfie from the inside of the net. That would have been insane.
That would have definitely gone on the highlight reel. 100% certain that would have gone on there.
Yeah, I love seeing that. I mean, the ambition. You're up by 1, and you know the trust to go for that is pretty high. Wolfie has got to play defense here, and he does. He's up again. Bondo gonna beat him. HyperCoder has to play this one smarter, else could get punished and have a late second goal, and he's gonna give that one up. Dossy, he's coming in. 0 seconds on the clock now. Bondo, he puts it high. Hyper has to play it away. It's a double commit by the Huskies, though. Dossy can't get back to that. Huskies going to take game 1.
Yeah, and both teams actually played really well, both offensively and defensively. They're in the second half of that game. The Eagles kind of struggled in the first half. There may have been some, communication issues here and there, but, it was really nice to see that the Eagles were kind of able to pull that back out a little bit, to be able to, take a deep breath, relax a little bit, and bring themselves back to where they needed to be defensively as well as offensively.
Yeah, and we're going to take a quick second to restart the stream, and we'll be right back to give you more of this action. And welcome back. I'm glad you guys got your popcorn, everything getting settled in nicely. We're going to get underway with game 2 here in a second, but going to talk about that first game. Both teams looked really good coming out. The Huskies were just able to make more with their chances on the opposing side.
Yeah, it seemed like the Huskies were kind of playing a little bit more passive and more for the counterattacks, whereas the Eagles were they kept getting pushed back onto the defense. And we really need to see the Eagles, if they want to pull this game out, they're gonna have to be able to push out of their own half and kind of catch the Huskies off guard with a couple, maybe a passing play here or there, just to be able to give themselves an opportunity to kind of go for some of them bump plays, some of them demo plays that the Huskies were able to pull off so well in the first game.
Yeah, and I like seeing the aggressiveness come out of Bondo. This man, week 9, showing up for the Eagles here, gets the first goal for them, creates havoc on the Huskies half. He's doing a lot for this Eagles team, so I want to see him keep up that aggression and maybe Dossy take that back seat a little bit more. It's a good dynamic that they have going right now, and I know Bondo doesn't play this game as much as he used to, but it would be so nice getting a win against his old team. But Wolfie, again, starting us off with an incredible dribble by him.
And let's not forget about the fake that started before that dribble and before that flick. I mean, he just absolutely pushed right past Bondo and was able to get a nice flick up over Dossy and able to slot that into the goal.
Yeah, and something else to notice is the Huskies have been going for a lot of fake kickoffs. That's the second one they've done out of, well, you know, every kickoff so far they have tried to fake it, and maybe it's just giving them that early pressure that they want to have because this Eagles team has not been giving it up easily. And Bondo is looking for an air dribble onto the net, can't get it high enough, and Wolfie to shut him down in the corner. That's a great pop over one. Wolfie has to make a save, and he does. And he sticks with it on the goal line. Dossy's going to roll it. Bondo's going to clean it up.
That was that looked like just a whole lot of confusion, and it looked like a little bit of what would I don't know if you would call it like a clown play, you know, because Bondo scored it. But all in all, it was a really nice goal. It was good for Bondo to kind of stay there to see where that ball was going to roll out for him to score that goal.
Yeah, he didn't steal the goal. He just secured it. That's the Eagles' way right now. Oh, and the demo is going to come out on the HyperCoder. Wolfie getting a little bit tripped up. This ball is going to die in the midfield. Just has to play for a person, but doesn't. And that ball is going over HyperCoder. Eagles have a chance to take the lead here. That's a great flick over one. Hyper equally as good of a play to put it back in the corner. Bondo on the ceiling shot gets the dunk, but Hyper pushing it through him still. That's a dangerous play. Dossy with an incredible dunk, though, is going to give him another chance. It's to the back wall. It's another double commit by the Huskies. Bondo has space to work with, takes a ripper towards shot, and the free jump from Hyper is going to keep us tied here in game two. But the Eagles' offense is starting to really shine.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to see, but we didn't want to see that little bit of a double commit from Bondo. Hopefully the Eagles are able to kind of turn this around a little bit, but it doesn't look like it for this one. What can we say about Wolfie? Like, is there anything bad that we can say about his gameplay right now?
When you have plays like that, no. Yeah, there is not much bad you can say about him. This Wolfie for the Huskies has been incredible. Pick up in week 5 or 6 or something, and he has not missed a beat in any of his games. He is such a mechanical player, such a threat on the field, and Bondo, he's just going to take him out in his own net. Even though Hyper has possession, he's going to just take him off the field for assurance. Bondo almost getting the dunk on him that time. Some panic coming out for the Huskies. Now Wolfie, ball possession, gets the flick high. He's looking for the double, no, and Hyper backing off, respecting Bondo's touch, but he bites again. It's now a 2-on-1. Dossy has to play this one away, and he does. Good play by him to create some space for Bondo. Wolfie on the back pass. Miscommunication by the Huskies is going to make it a little bit awkward to move it out. Hyper now getting bumped by Dossy. Bondo moving in now for the shot. He's going to go again, beat out by Hyper. 2v1 situation now for the Huskies. Dossy will not bite. They hold the midfield line. Yeah,
that's really smart by Dossy there to go for that ball, because if he's able to catch Wolfie off guard, then he's going to win that 50. And this is what we were kind of talking about. You know, you can't give Wolfie too much space, otherwise he's going to do like what he did in the dribble play in his first goal. If they do that, then like I said earlier, they're going to find themselves in a very long series.
Wolfie taking as much ball possession as he can, but the boost grab from Bondo is going to prevent him. And a slow rotation back. Bondo coming out with some dribbles of his own. Good job keeping possession. That's an open net opportunity. Wolfie had 0 boost, collected the back corner, and now he's going to get the ball. Wolfie, can he recover? No, that's the incredible play.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe what I just witnessed here. That was incredible play from Dossy to go to get that little bit of a love tap on the ball, go after Wolfie, go after the one person that could have probably been there to save that, and just absolutely destroy him into the back of the net.
It's good awareness by Dossy to make a play like that, as it happens so fast. Bondo demoed for his actions, and now he's going to take a long shot, just a little bit wide, though. He's going to go up for this. Hyper tries to play it away, gets dunked, and now it's Wolfie's turn with the ball. He has Hyper in the midfield, takes a flick, it's off the crossbar. Bondo plays it away and gets the dunk. Eagles, the defense holds. Now Wolfie trying to force something out in the last minute, can't do it quite yet. Bondo looking for boost. Hyper's gonna get dunked by Dossy. The ball has been in the Eagles' half for quite some time now, but that whiff could open up a lot of space for the Eagles to work with, but not with the boost amount that Dossy has. A good flick, and he got the boost off the midfield. Looking for the pass middle. Bondo, he's up early for it. Hyper, good play into the corner to keep them alive. 30 seconds to go here in game 2.
Yeah, and this is what we were kind of hoping to see. The Eagles are starting to put that pressure on, kind of making the Huskies panic a little bit here and there. And they got to be able to continue this for the next 15 seconds to be able to put this ball into the back of the net, get a double commit, do something so that then they can get this game win.
Oh, and that's a great 50, but Bondo wasn't ready for it. Both Huskies players committed, wasn't expecting it, and I don't blame him, but 0 seconds on the clock. Dossy can't get to it. Overtime in game 2.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. With the way these two teams have been playing, I was not really expecting overtime. But I'm really glad that we get to see what these guys can do when the pressure really gets to them in overtime.
Oh, yeah, Wolfie, he's on that midfield line. He gets an early flick over one. Dossy has to get a touch, and he does. Plays it into the corner. Wolfie trying to send it back, but Dossy will not let it through. Now Bondo, open field to work with. Opts to clear the ball. Awkward for Wolfie in the goal, but the demo on Hyper forces Wolfie out of the net. Now it's a 1v1. Wolfie up against Dossy. Goes low for the fake, but Dossy not buying any of that shenanigans. Hyper trying to get it away. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Dossy has been taking that backseat role, like I said, I wanted to see out of him, and he has been doing great. And the dunk from Bondo going to give the Eagles a little bit more possession. Going for the bump. Dossy all the way back in the Eagles' half. Will not allow them to get a goal off of it. Now Huskies looking to transition.
Yeah, it's nice to see Bondo going for them, them heavy attacks. Kind of put some pressure on, and that's not good. That is just not good. That is what you call a demoralizing goal.
Yeah, because now you got to reverse sweep the Huskies, who Wolfie has looked so good in this series. I mean, 2 hat tricks in a hat trick in game 1 and 2. It has been incredible out of him, and he has been carrying HyperCoder. But that doesn't mean Hyper hasn't done his part.
Yeah, Hyper's made sure to be there for some of them big time plays, just to make sure that he's got Wolfie. Letting Wolfie know that, hey, I got your back. I'm back behind you if you need me. I'm over here for a pass. I'm ready for it. But this Eagles team is just absolutely they're beating themselves is what they're doing. They're beating themselves whenever it comes to the defensive pressure, and they're also beating themselves in offensive pressure because they're not getting as much as what they should. And both players, Bondo and Dossy, are kind of, I don't know if there's a communication gap that's going on right now. But it's going to be very interesting to see in this third game what these guys can really come up with. And if the Eagles are able to pull this out, hopefully they can get a win, a game win here, a game win there, to be able to force maybe a game 5.
Yeah, and they had a good synergy going into that game. I think they rotated a little bit too far back at times, where Bondo would pass it across the net, and then Dossy would be a little bit too far back to really capitalize on it. So maybe some communication cleanup, and we could see the Eagles make a comeback in this series.
Yeah, and it would be really nice to be able to see. The Eagles have had some struggles with this season, and it's just unfortunate that they've kind of been beating themselves in a couple of these games. But at the same time, you never know what could happen.
Absolutely. The game of Rocket League is a weird one at that, but the ball going to start off in the Huskies half like it has in previous games. Hyper looking for something, and the bump from Wolfie's going to give it to him. What a play.
It's also fresh. I don't know what to say. Wolfie just comes across and just says, Dossy, no, you're not saving this ball. You saved every other ball that Hyper has tried to put on net. You're not saving this one. Get out of here.
Yeah, and you know, I thought Hyper was playing for the pass and Wolfie was going up to pinch it with him. And then Wolfie, he doesn't let off the gas and he just keeps going. I'm like, where is he going? And then, oh, that's where he's going. And again, they're taking Dossy off the field. Wolfie gets it by Dossy on the respawn. Bondo caught out of nowhere is going to give the Huskies 2 goals now.
Yeah, I don't know if Bondo knew that Dossy had got demoed there. I think he may have misread the play, but I mean, this Huskies team is just, they're like, you know what, we want this series, we want this 3-0. Let's see if we can't make it happen in this game right now.
And you know, a 3-0 is what they need to catch up in that playoff race, and they have to hope that the Monkeys lose some games of their own. Another great ball to the backboard, read well by Dossy, the man who has been on the other end of the Huskies' pressure, but now Bondo responding with some of his own aggression. That's a good 50 into the midfield. Bondo looking for a touch, gets a little bit caught out. It's a counterattack opportunity. Wolfie will not miss it.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate because Bondo would have had an opportunity if he would have kind of rotated and been a little bit closer to Dossy and had his car turned around. That could have been a shot on goal for Bondo, but it's just unfortunate that, you know, again, the rotations are sort of lacking for the Eagles, and here we see another fake kickoff from the Huskies. The Eagles just have no response for what these guys are doing.
Yeah, and another fake kickoff by the Huskies. They're trying to get something going. I think their confidence is a little bit too much to see. But, you know, in their own right, Bondo is not giving any respect to them, though, opening up the scoring for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think Wolfie wanted to go for a fake challenge there, and unfortunately Hyper just happened to turn right into him, and kind of a little bit of confusion as to what was going on that one, and Bondo's able to put that in the back of the net.
Oh, and this time Bondo reading the fake kickoff is not able to capitalize on it, however. It was a good heads-up play by him to see what the Huskies were doing, but a little bit lacking on the execution side of it. But it does give them some early pressure in this Huskies half, which is what they need. They need to break out onto the offense, because at any chance like that, Wolfie has been going for the bumps and demos onto that last man, opening up a lot of space and exposing the Eagles. But right there, a demo coming out from Dossy. Hyper has to get by on the respawn. Bondo looking for a demo of his own, and it's going to open up the Eagles on the defense. It was an all or nothing play, and, well, the Eagles came up with nothing.
I got to give Bondo credit for going for that. It was a very heads-up play for him to try to go for that demo, or even just a bump. But unfortunately, Hyper reads it, Wolfie finishes, and we've got ourselves a 4-1 game, and it's not looking good for the Eagles right now.
No, and I said at the start of this match, if Wolfie shows up the entire series, then it could be trouble for the Eagles. And it is. This man has been on a tear through them right now. The whole game plan, I think Bondo's demos in games 1 and 2 have really triggered the Huskies, and now they're trying to respond with their own. And it's been working out a little bit better than the Eagles could, and they are not letting go of any kind of pressure right now. But Bondo is not going to stop with his own demos. Miscommunication is going to make it a little bit awkward. Bondo, 0 boost to work with now. Wolfie, fake challenges 1. Bondo still 0 to work with. Is going to have to play it somewhere, but doesn't find a touch. Wolfie now. Opportunity with the dribbles. He's looking over Dossy, but cannot find it around. And the Eagles, a minute 45 to work with, and they have to make some magic happen soon.
Yeah, if not, this series is going to be over before it even really started. And again, Wolfie dribbling the ball down the field to put yet another goal in. How many is that for in this game? 4?
This game is 4, yeah, and he had a hat trick in game 1 and 2. So Wolfie is having a day. So Eagles, you ran into a brick wall. What more could you want? But I mean, Huskies, they need the win. They just need wins, and this is a good one. If they can finish off this game, you know, a 4-goal comeback right now is not uncommon, but the Huskies are looking for a Brazil.
The Huskies are just piling it on, and that's just an unfortunate backboard touch from Dossy. He was trying to go for a double to kind of pinch that over to the corner, and just missed it. And you know the Huskies are going to be there. They're gonna punish because they've been doing that all series long.
Yeah, and if you're most teams when they get a lead, they kind of let off the gas and just kind of hold it. Huskies are not doing that. They are going against the grain, and they are making sure that there is no way the Eagles are coming back in this series. And well, Wolfie has probably gotten 5 or 6 demos so far, and most of them on Dossy, but they're still fighting through. And a minute to go, they're just trying to stop the bleeding at this point because Wolfie on his ground game has been incredible, looking for some ceiling shot magic. Isn't going to find that one. Dossy now looking for a dribble of his own. Flicks Hyper, 0 boost to work with now. Dossy, it's a good play by him, and it could start something for the Eagles.
That's a really good shot, and I think that's kind of the shot in the chest that the Eagles needed, just to kind of bring that confidence level a little bit up. A 4-goal comeback is not an easy task to do with under a minute left, but it's not unheard of. It can be done, and that the Huskies are still going for that fake kickoff, which I don't know if I agree with anymore.
Yeah, after the Eagles read it the first time, I wouldn't have done it again, but they're still going for it, and luckily the defense was holding there for the Huskies. Dossy couldn't find anything. Brazil ruined, however. Now 30 seconds to go, and it looks like the chances for the Eagles coming back in this one are also ruined. But 15 seconds to go, Wolfie and Hyper played an incredible series of their own, but in the end, Eagles, they couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's been a very tough season for the Eagles, and they've played some very good teams, been in some very good matchups, had a couple game 5 losses that just didn't go their way, and unfortunately in this one the Huskies are going to sweep them 3-0, and it's not exactly something that you want to see, but the Huskies played an absolutely flawless series. They did everything right. Everything was dropping for him. Wolfie absolutely popping off in every single one of these games. A total of 10 goals in 3 games.
Yeah, and a good stat for the Eagles is every game they lost was game 5. So they were always in it. This is like the only time I've seen Eagles, this was the only time they didn't lose a game that didn't go to game 5. But regardless, Bondo came in as a super sub playing in place of one of the starting roster. So, he looked good. It's just, I think they caught the Huskies on a good day, and sometimes that's all it boils down to. The Eagles in Origin League can say the exact same thing.
Yes, we can.
And with us right now, we've got Wolfie and HyperCoder. Huskies coming off a dominating win. Congrats, boys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, I've got to know. After Bondo was getting real aggressive in games 1 and 2. So is that, did you just kind of respond with some of your own aggression there in game 3?
Hell yeah, dude. We just trolled around game 3. I mean, I think
Just
we had
having fun.
I think we had about 7 fake kickoffs.
Yeah, that was kind of something I wanted to bring up. What was the idea behind the fake kickoffs? I mean, they were working there for a little bit, getting you guys some pressure in the opposite half. But once the Eagles started reading the fake kickoffs, you guys still kept going for them. Was there a specific reason, or was it just to kind of like troll a little bit?
We're trolling, dude. That was literally.
Because why not? That's about it.
Exactly. Literally first kickoff of the game, we're like, nah, we just fake kickoff. Let's see what happens.
Well, you almost got it on one of those kickoffs, and well, there were some really good shots. I mean, Wolfie, you started it off with a pretty incredible angle, and then you got a double touch in game 2. I mean, it just wasn't stopping. You got 3 hat tricks in this series alone, and Hyper, he was there to back you up the entire time. So I gotta ask, you're both the newest pickups on this Huskies team. So how has it been just playing in this season?
It's been great. We just need to work on communication. But like, we've been just having fun with each other. That's it. Like, we just play with each other just to have fun.
You guys definitely had some really good communication going on, because I mean, that last game, you guys just absolutely controlled the field, controlled your own fate, and said, you know what, this is gonna end now. Were you guys going for Brazil? I gotta know.
We were, and then when they scored, I was like, all right, we're gonna try to go for Barca.
What's the Barca? It's 8-2, right?
8-2.
Yes.
8-2. Oh yeah, you love to see it. And yeah, I felt the heartbreak after that one. But it's been a good season so far for you guys. There's been some rough roads. You're now sitting at 5-4, I believe. So you've got the Gators as your last matchup, who is arguably one of the best, if not the best team looking in expert. So I got to ask you, if you don't mind, is there a game plan going into that week?
I really don't know. Just go in there and have fun, to be honest.
Well, having fun has worked out for so many teams so far. But yeah, 91. Do you have anything else for the boys?
The only other thing that I was gonna say is well done, guys. You guys played a heck of a series. Wolfie, you absolutely popped off in all three of those games. So well done. My hat's off to you. Hyper, way to be there for your teammate. Good job, guys, and well done. And that's all I got.
And before we get going with the end of the stream, is there anything you boys have to say before we sign off?
Nope.
I got nothing.
You're not even gonna say "Bring it on, Gators"?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Calm, cool, collected Huskies getting the 3-0 sweep, moving closer to that playoff spot. But that has been all for tonight here at the FDL. And if you want in on the action, go to our website, sign up. We'd love to have new people competing. And for right now, I've been Chris. Joined with me, the guy from 91, and our great caster, streamer man, Casey Scrag. We'll see you next time.